We are Hair of the Dogcast, and thank you for listening to our special Summer Camp Summer Series. Hair of the Dogcast is a proud part of the Greenlit Podcast Network. Check out all the cool shows at greenlitpodcast.com.
In the summertime, when the weather is hot, you can stretch right up and touch the sky. When the weather's fine, you got women on your mind. Have a drink, have a drive, go out and
Hey everybody, and welcome to Hair of the Dogcast.
It's summer, baby!
It's summer. It is beautiful out. I literally haven't worn pants for the past 2 months. It is so nice.
We're at summer camp. Put them back on. You're not the camp counselor.
babes. Oh.
And we are broadcasting live from the Dogcast summer camp, the Dogcast summer camp, where we are all camp counselors. All of our little Discord friends are running around, trying not to drown in the pool. Very cute.
My
We're
wet,
trapped
hot
in a
Dogcast
cabin.
summer.
And no one has died yet, but we also haven't found Judge Tempest for 2 days. If you have seen him, please call the camp counselors. Any one of us will do.
I plan on eating Tom within the next day if I don't get enough to eat.
I'll have seconds. Yes, this is Hair of the Dogcast. We're a podcast about video games and beer and video games. So this is the special summer series where Tom has a band and he wanted to have a little bit of time away. So we're recording special topics that are not necessarily news related.
I'm getting old, and I never know if it's going to be my last summer or not. So it's time to scale back a little bit before I go to Florida or Arizona, where the old people go.
And
In
hopefully
the
it's not
time when I think I might die.
Hopefully this isn't posthumously. We're all dead when this came out.
I think that'd be a great intro song.
I am one of your hosts. My name is Brad. I will be kind of leading this episode. So
It's your episode.
this is Brad's episode. Who are these other beautiful men here? Starting with the one with the least hair.
Hi, Brad. I have the least hair, and if, it's me, I'm Josh. And sure.
And the most muscles.
Ooh.
That's true.
And the most pizza bellies, too.
You're not
know.
even close.
You're
don't
fat
worry.
muscular. It's great. I love it.
No, you're not. You're not even close.
I like beer, and I like
He's a
to
strong
eat
man.
food.
That's one of my favorite
Calories and carbs, baby.
video
You're
game
fat and
like
morbidly
anime
obese.
type. Fat muscular is really cool.
You're a
The
hell of
whole-
a mini boss.
The whole professional 80s wrestler thing is just working for
Have you ever
me.
gone as Karnov for Halloween?
I wanted to go as Hagar, but I'm not that strong.
Plus, you're not the mayor, so.
Right.
Yet.
You got to get this.
Dude, if you're the mayor of Watertown, oh shit.
Yes.
People tell me all the time, and have been for years.
You have to go by Mayor McCheese if you do.
I have a Mary McCheese glass.
I might run. I don't even live there.
Come on down.
I've never seen you run anywhere.
Dylan, I'll help. I won't do anything.
Speaking of not running,
Yes. The one with the second least hair. That's me, Dylan.
I don't know. You got a lot of hair.
you have more hair than
More
Tom,
hair,
I would
yeah.
argue.
And
I
not
have the
just on the
most.
head.
I have the most
Probably
hair.
have
You are
hair
probably the
in
second
other
hairiest.
places.
Oh, hair
too.
on the head. I thought, if we're talking about everywhere. No, yeah,
Yeah.
I've got probably the most hair.
I've seen your
besides Brad.
butt, dude.
Good.
Oh, God.
What'd you think?
Guys.
I might edit that one out. Dylan, what's your name?
It's Dylan. I'm here. The Quinine Cowboy, the Juniper Jester, the Master of Being Cool. Oh, fuck. I can't remember any of them.
And you're taking a break from Space
The
Camp
master-
right now, so you can come here.
This is my 32nd viewing of Space Jam: A New Legacy. And I got to say, it gets better every time.
I can't
agree.
believe that they fit all those characters in there.
I love the part where Elmer Fudd accidentally blows his own brains out and he goes, I shouldn't have voted for Trump.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with like the Deer Hunter or something.
Did
It's
I
like
do
next to
that?
Christopher Walken.
Oh, yeah.
Do it. Do it.
That's in Meet the Feebles. I didn't want to copy that.
If Christopher Walken shows up in Space Jam, I'll buy everyone listening a round of beers.
I'm surprised he isn't.
Also, can you tell I'm not good at improv? Just throwing that out there.
It's yes and. That's all it is. That's what I hear.
Welcome to the cast,
Yes,
Dylan.
and-
Stella Adler.
Yes, and?
And
Who is this?
Yes and. Aliens coming down from space, and all of a sudden there's a chuck wagon. My name's Tom.
What does that mean? What's a chuck
what was all this?
This is me improving.
What's a chuck wagon?
Yes, and a chuck wagon is what? Is it like a kind of
Hi,
meat?
my name's Tom of the Dogcast. It's great to be here.
Like ground chuck the meat?
It's great to be at summer camp with you guys. I never really went to summer camp. I went to summer camp once as a kid,
You almost killed us during archery training.
and it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. The place stunk. It was 4-H summer camp, and fuck that place. Mm-hmm. But
Oh, I went once too.
don't fuck this place because this is great.
I went to a Jesus Lutheran camp. Man, never forget it.
How was Jesus?
Couple people had ticks. It rained.
Yeah.
Oh, let's just live in wooden houses
you
called
get communion?
cabins. Not wooden houses called houses, but
Right.
but
That
yeah.
house there, it's a cabin.
No, you
Top
can.
bunk or bottom bunk?
I don't remember. It's a phase of my life. I pretty much squished out of my brain cells.
So we've been holding on to a couple beers from our dear friend Ryan Krisianik for some time.
For so long.
This is down from Texas. This is from 11 Below Brewing. It's called Oso Bueno. It's an amber ale. Thank you so much for sending it. And while we sip this, I just want to thank all of our executive producers from Patreon. Ryan Krisianik. We got Killer Kip the Killmeister. Judge Tempest, Tyler Keller. Thank you for supporters. Philly, Jay Business, Allison, Kate, all of you other people, Chris Redfield, Lady Dimitrescu,
Is that how you pronounce it?
Will.Smith / Men in
Beat
Black
the game
fan.
2 months ago, and I didn't.
Whoever
know
he
how to-
is. But thank you for this beer.
Yeah. Smells like I'm gonna like it.
Well, that's just a classic
Say
little
it
amber
together.
right there.
Oh, so bueno.
Uh-oh.
Right amount of bitter.
It's Spanish for pretty good.
Oh, so good. What? Yeah.
It's a nice malty beverage.
And we
is a
also
Tom S. beer.
need to mention that we are part of the Greenlit Podcast Network.
We are.
Go to greenlitpodcast.com if you want to see some of the other amazing podcasts on there, because they're all fucking awesome,
All right.
just like us.
What Mad Universe? Check them out.
So, yes, I've thought for almost 2 hours on the topic of this episode.
Right.
Because I told you one thing earlier, and then I planned something else in the interim.
I liked the original idea, so
scared.
I'm really.
Not liking that
I
I've
hope this is
changed
gonna
it.
this is gonna top that one.
Well, I titled it Breaking Brad, a Discord Super Spectacular.
Oh.
Shit. All right.
So there's going to be a few different segments, but mostly it's going to feature things supplied from the Discord.
Okay.
Our first section, we're going to have Killer Kip's Psychedelic Corner.
Uh-oh.
wow.
What's Kip gonna do to me?
The first question that Kip wants to throw our way is, what are some of our favorite drugs featured in video games? Could be fictional or non-fictional.
Oh, man.
Scenes, power-ups. When you think of a drug in a video game, what jumps to your
I
mind?
mean, Fallout, right?
The weed.
the chems.
Yeah.
Just Jet. You know,
Jet or
What is Jet?
Jet amps you up. It's like inhaler.
it's like have you ever done whippets? It's like
Yeah.
whippets that last a little bit longer.
Yep, and I think they give you more action points, or they beef up your action points. And then if you do too much of any drug in Fallout, you become addicted.
Yeah.
And but
You
that-
actually get addicted in the game? Mm-hmm. I've never played a Fallout game.
That's fucking weird, Brad.
Jeez.
I tried
Brad.
playing one. I didn't like the VAT system.
it's okay.
I tried playing it too.
It's valid,
Brad.
but oof.
You don't have to use the VAT system, by the way.
You also don't have to play it.
I didn't, yeah. And
That's also true.
I was happy not playing it, so I just went on being happy. It was my thing.
So remember the game Narc?
Tom, I understand, Tom.
PS2
Thank you, Dad.
era. Maybe it was on Xbox as well. I
You
don't
mean the
know.
arcade game, Narc?
No. PS2 had a game, and it might have actually. Oh, they made a movie too with like Ray Liotta or something.
He played a
But it
lot
was
of
like around
Narcs.
the same time. So yeah, Narc, the original arcade Nintendo NES game was like 80s.
Eugene Jarvis.
That was fun.
Yep.
I do like that one. But PS2 Narc, yeah, set in a GTA kind of open world, and it's pretty ridiculous. It is fun. It's like, ooh, this drug does this. It's all fictional shit, different fictional names.
Fictional drugs?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember the names. It's been years since I played that, but I do have it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
We should have a play date, guys.
Yeah,
Do some drugs.
I'll
huh?
ask
Never
my-
even heard of
I'll
it,
ask my
so.
parents.
I've dabbled.
Ask my mom.
Tom has the Framemeister for his PS2. Is that
I do. Yep.
When I think about drugs in video games, the real or non-real, the first one that comes to mind for me is skooma.
Skooma.
I was gonna say that one too. Yeah.
Skooma, which you actually can like make in the universe by mixing like moon sugar. I forget what the other item is.
I forget.
Yeah, the Argonians have built up a resistance to it, but I just love that you can just...
The Khajiit actually use it to hallucinate. It only hallucinates with them, though. It's their spiritual drug, like mushrooms. Yeah.
I just love that you can just drink a shitload of that and just like the world gets like weird feeling. Yeah, there's some good side quests built up around that as well.
Absolutely.
Now, as the resident probably has taken the most drugs member of this podcast.
Maybe. I had a whole decade there.
Gee golly.
I tried
Decade.
I tried a lot of shit. I was always a mushrooms fan myself, so I'm actually going to say that the power-up mushroom from Mario.
Actually, that was the next question we had down here was, do you believe the mushrooms in Mario are a reference to psychedelics?
I don't think they are. I don't think Shigeru Miyamoto... First of all, drugs are abhorred in Japan. So I don't think
why would they have chose a mushroom as the movie thing that like...
I think it's literally...
Miyamoto's into Western music.
No,
he's kind of hip to
but I don't think it was so... I don't think it was like overt. I don't think it was something where he legitimately chose this for that reason. I think he chose shapes and concepts that looked good on the NES system. I do actually think that's where it comes from. Okay. But I mean, I love a good magic mushroom every once in a while. Still eat them.
I mean, just the concept of Mario, I think it came into fruition on a fucking bender.
I mean, look at like Alex Kidd, or look at like a lot of the like Solomon's Key. There were some like ice climbers. What the fuck's with the eggplant? Like, there was an eggplant wizard.
There is an eggplant wizard.
But like that's what I'm saying. Like, I think they just came up with concepts and they came up with recognizable shapes. I don't think a lot of this had intentionality behind it. Period.
Okay.
So I'm actually just going to say mushrooms because
I'm going to say Kip.
Feel like
yes,
Mario.
Absolutely. It has everything to do about drugs.
Well, darn it.
Kip wanted to mention his one of his favorite drugs in video games were the sedatives in Bloodborne, just because they could calm you the fuck down and help you get through some shit.
Don't get Kip started
Especially
on the
if you're
drugs
going
thing.
through that area with the brain hanging out.
Yep, the brain people.
I just watched RoboCop 2, and there's a drug in there called Nuke.
Oh, yes.
Yep, and you put it in your neck, and it's the
RoboCop
dumbest
2 sucks.
fucking movie.
I love it because it's bad.
It's so bad.
RoboCop 1 is so
As a
good,
kid,
though.
I loved it.
I love that fucking shitty 80s, early 90s apocalypse world movie.
Yeah.
I
love
I
RoboCop.
eat that up.
Tom wanted to be RoboCop.
I still do.
It's not too late. If you get your body fucked up enough and science can catch up, you could be RoboCop.
Or you could just be a vegetable.
I could, yeah.
Dead or
It's a
alive.
risk to take.
Brussels
Maybe
sprouts
they'll
are
put you
hot
part of
right
the
now.
program.
You are coming with me.
Perfect.
Well, Blitz
You can't just say that to women. It doesn't work.
Please marry me.
Yes.
I am so lonely.
Another question we got here. How many beers would be optimal to enjoy Conker's Bad Fur Day? What is the right level of beers to enjoy Conker's Bad Fur Day?
Well, I did it sober, so it's
But
0.
if you had to choose,
Never played it.
How many beers do you think would be the optimal amount?
3?
Yeah, I was going to say 3 or 4. I think I've played it on 3 or 4 beers, and it was enjoyable.
I still think that game's kind of funny. I just don't think it's aged well.
It's of its time.
It's of its time. I do think though that it's still a decent platformer. I would actually call it more of an adventure game because it does involve it involves a lot of getting item A to do thing B, and if without it, it's not. There's not a lot of open-endedness to it. So.
Never played. Was it Live and Reloaded?
The remake for the
Oh,
Xbox.
Xbox.
Or Furry? I don't know what it was.
Conker's Bad
Blinks.
Fur Day. Live and Reloaded was the upgraded version for the Xbox.
Yeah, exactly, with the fur tech. I wanted to play that version, but it's on Rare Replay. So I played that. Tried playing it a couple times. Never stuck. Never got past like the scarecrow or
That part's a little weird.
The platforming at first isn't super engaging.
Yeah. But it's funny.
Once you reach the Great Mighty Pooh, there is this like you've reached a beautiful moment where everything feels right.
Okay.
Yeah. Plus, there's a whole operatic sequence of a Pooh singing, which is great.
The Great Mighty Pooh.
I sing it sometimes in the morning after drinking a lot. Like the little Elmo who's like dancing on the toilet.
You and Carly together in perfect
When you
harmony.
hear
like-
it, you gotta smile.
Close the door, Brad.
My turn.
I can smell it.
All right. If you could drink with any video game character,
Fuck.
who would you most want to drink with?
Any character.
And it can't be Shane Warne from Shane Warne's Cricket.
I guess.
Tiger Woods. No.
Okay, this one is actually. Do you have one prepped, Brad? Because we might have to think.
I don't have one in the bag. Things that jump to mind. Doom Guy might be fun to have a beer with.
Duke Nukem.
He's gonna fight.
Yeah, he's gonna.
You wouldn't want to go out to a bar with him, but I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm picturing. Going out to a bar with someone, hanging out.
But at least you're not gonna
Stool to
die
stool.
unless if you're on the side.
I've always said, we were talking earlier about the Witcher. Geralt would be cool to have a beer with.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
If he wanted to have a beer with you, it'd be
serious.
good.
If he would reciprocate.
He doesn't really get drunk, according to lore.
Let's say, this is
All
a
right, Joe.
bizarro Geralt who drinks.
He
You
pukes,
can
though.
in the games,
Yeah.
but in the books, he doesn't really get drunk because he's got like animal.
Who reads the books, Dylan?
I mean, I'd like to have a beer. I'd like to have a beer with Luigi.
Yeah, I mean those characters just come to mind where you,
You
just
want to
kind of
sit
make
with a
fun of them.
sad sack?
I think he'd be a fun guy to get drunk with. Once you get him riled up and get him
Wario?
angry.
Wario.
No, not
Wario's like drinking with Matt, I think.
I admire.
Do you think if you
Listen,
had
I-
enough with Princess Peach,
you might be
she
For me,
Bayonetta, for reasons.
Gordon Freeman.
oh no, honestly, Bayonetta is a really good choice because she actually is pretty witty and like fun. But I actually would probably say if I had to be around a bar with someone, it would be Nathan Drake. Just good storytelling.
Sure.
I don't even really like Uncharted games, but the guy could probably spin me a tale. You know?
John
Oh,
Madden
absolutely.
counts.
Yeah. It would
Here's a guy. Yeah.
Tifa Lockhart.
yeah.
Just for the conversation.
Not Sonic the Hedgehog.
Just not the mini skirt.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice she was wearing a skirt.
No, it's weird. I'm too
Garrett
cool
from
for that.
Thief.
Really?
To
Oh,
hear
yeah.
some of his
not bad.
he's like cynical, and I think we get along. You know.
He kind of knows what's up. He would have good stories too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be like, and then I snuck into this place, and then I fucking like, oh, there were weird zombies there. I don't know why.
And I killed the devil. Yeah.
there was like this clock I had to solve a puzzle on.
Not Calypso from
I lost
Twisted
my eye, but it's
Metal.
cool. Don't worry about it.
It'd be fun to have a beer with like Leon Kennedy the day after Resident Evil 2 happened.
I want to have a beer with Leon Kennedy the day after Resident Evil 4 because he definitely fucked the president's daughter.
And he's like, I don't know if I fucked up, but I fucked the president's daughter and a lot of shit went down.
Dude, we escaped on a jet ski, and then I fucked her.
Right.
I need another beer. I don't know what's going on here, guys.
And he's just like, I don't know, man. We were dirty, but it was so damn clean.
Viruses everywhere.
What about the Gears of War guys?
That's a really great question.
Marcus Phoenix.
That is a great
Great
question.
One last question for the psychedelic corner. Do you have any specific memories where you were fucked up, alcohol, booze, drugs, whatever it is, gaming that really sticks out, besides every day?
That I don't remember.
I don't game if I'm too fucked up. I can't.
Yeah.
I'll say the first time I beat Guitar Hero 3 was my first time taking mushrooms, and I did it in front of like 8 people
Okay.
in a dorm room.
Nice.
It was my coming down, and I played start to finish all of Guitar Hero, which just came out that day. And it was my Jimi Hendrix moment.
That's good. I mean,
I peaked very early.
as an '80s kid.
Very low, too.
As an '80s kid growing up playing arcade games, William S. Sessions told me to just say no to drugs before every game I played in the arcade. So it really stuck with me. I never really.
You were thinking about taking drugs, and then you saw that, and you're like, yeah.
Sean.
Well,
I won't be accepted in this
yeah.
community
Spoiler
anymore.
alert. Tommy's taken some drugs in his lifetime. But yeah, I'm kind of with you, Josh. I don't. I mean, I've had some fun party game experiences. I guess Crazy Taxi, drunk, like right when that came out for Dreamcast. I had the fucking steering wheel. Had a bunch of friends over, and we just fucking played that all night. Just
Offspring posters all over the wall.
honestly,
Yeah.
I had that album before that song came out on the game, you know. So I'm like, I fucking love the Offspring. Yeah, Bad Religion's awesome. But yeah, so like party games like that. But I didn't have like I wasn't like ever on acid and then just was in the zone for like a game or something, and I just beat it on one guy or something. So
I remember my first time taking ecstasy. I played Halo 3, and I was like, dude, the game is so beautiful, like the
amazing.
colors and
I can play with
stuff.
one hand.
And I just kept dying. I was like, I don't even care. This is great. Do you see the size of that monster? And
I was
then I
there.
sobered up, and I'm like, oh, I was just playing Halo.
this was last night.
Honestly,
Summer camp's weird.
I did a
Summer camp's on.
when the pandemic first started. I had a bender where I literally smoked for 2 weeks straight, And just because I had never had like that amount of time off in my life, and I wanted to see what that was like, because I've never been that much of a deadbeat, to be clear. And I played Sekiro Shadows Die Twice up until the final boss, and I remember facing off with the final boss, and I got so angry and sad on weed. I just started crying, and I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna fucking do this. I can't go out into the world. I can't even get groceries because I'm too high. And I'm a loser. All I know is how to play this game, and I can't even do it right. So, yeah, that's actually probably...
That's great, because that was my reaction after facing off against the first enemy in that game. So...
just the dude.
Just a random enemy, like, I can't do this.
Like, I remember when I started, like, kind of, like, tearing up, is because... a lot of bosses in that game have phases, not unlike Dark Souls bosses, but
yes,
the final boss specifically has maybe 4.
That's what I heard.
And once the 4th one started and I was so low on health, I'm like, this is so unfair.
Yeah.
I was like, there's only supposed to be like 3. That's like Nintendo rules.
And that was Killer Kip's Psychedelic Corner.
I fucking love it, Kip. Great
Thanks
questions,
a
bud.
lot. Way to incriminate us. Love you, man.
Our next segment, we're going to have Passing Judgment with Judge Tempest.
Ooh, I like that.
So in this segment, there's going to be this or that. And we'll start off where we can have a little bit of a discussion, and then at the end I might do a few rapid fire. But let's just start off at the beginning. If you could only have one or the other, 2D or 3D Mario?
Fuck me.
2D.
One or the other. 2D.
2D.
Josh very confidently says 2D. You have 2D? Mm-hmm. Tom?
Yep.
We're going 2D all the way around? Fuck, I haven't even thought this through yet. Elaborate
fuck,
some
Brad?
of you.
Go ahead, Josh.
I just think nothing beats Mario 1 through Super Mario World is like the epitome of video gaming to me.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
it just doesn't get old.
For me,
I could play that forever.
3 in Mario World.
World is still the best
If
Mario.
they never make any more Mario games,
You
just
know,
having those two.
I've been craving
good.
wanting to play Mario 2 again for so long now.
And I love Mario.
they
2.
need to redo that.
Like
And
I love it.
they,
New
that
Super
concept.
Mario Brothers 2, a new
What,
second one.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Super Mario Advance 3, Mario
New
Brothers
Super
2.
Doki Panic.
Yeah, just call it
parentheses Mario Brothers 2 American.
Doki
Yeah.
Mario.
But
Panic Restaurant.
You can
I-
pick up vegetables again.
I do not like.
I want it.
the,
You like
I don't like the new Super Mario. Like, let's
I
put
don't
3D
like
models in a 2D.
No, those
plane.
don't.
It just doesn't work.
They play fine, but they're not as inventive or as
Right.
fun.
They're
as,
also extremely floaty.
yeah,
it's
it's
a
kind of
new mechanic.
samey.
Yeah, there's something about that.
They do it because when you have 4 people on screen, and if they had everyone rocketing around, it almost doesn't work anymore. So it has to be
It's actually not
accessible for
fun
4 at a
even.
time. I don't. I never liked playing with other people because it's like I have to focus on my own platforming. Why the fuck would I give a shit if someone who's like the blue toad is jumping on my head and forcing me down a chasm?
I thought that was going to blow my socks off. Now I was just going to be in love when that first came out.
New Super
that
Mario
first one was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
For the DS.
Yes.
I've heard
one was
that.
good.
When you get really big.
all right.
I don't
All right.
portable.
Konami or Capcom?
Capcom.
I think I immediately went to Konami.
I'm going Konami. It's not about how they are now, but I just couldn't live without,
That title screen.
Suikoden and
Yeah.
yeah,
Symphony of the Night for me.
Castlevania. Capcom's got some really big hitters though too.
But yeah, I mean you
You have to make some sacrifices.
It's tough. I mean, there's been a Capcom-assance the last few years, especially, and I mean, growing up, are you gonna say no to Mega Man?
Well, it's like in Billy Madison, it's like Jack Nicholson now or Capcom 1995.
Yeah, right.
I earnestly one of the few things I would really miss were certain Castlevania games. Not every single one.
Right.
Or
No
I would
Lords of
miss
Shadow 2?
Metal Gear. Yeah. Or I would miss Metal Gear Solid. The problem ends up being is that I think Kojima could have made those games at a different company if they would have, if they knew.
But he didn't. So now, this is not theoretical land. This is for real, man.
I honestly think he wanted to make Death Stranding for 15 years, so maybe we would have gotten Death Stranding earlier.
Could have been the PS3, baby.
Could have. Yeah.
Could have been a contender.
You know what? I'm still going to say Capcom because they got the wider range of stuff going.
Monster Hunter.
I'm playing that like crazy right now. I can't deny how
Mega
good
Man,
it is.
Ghosts and Goblins, Resident
Street
Evil.
Fighter
Destiny
2079.
of the Emperor is an amazing RPG game for the NES.
Cannonball
Okay.
Spike.
And I will still just take
Gunsmoke?
the
Gun
couple
period smoke?
franchises that I'm so in love with I can't live without.
Yep. So Konami.
I'll go Konami.
TMNT, the arcade game. Done.
Western games or Japanese games? That's a cruel one.
Fuck me.
If you would have asked me as a child,
Japanese
or
games.
now-
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh God.
Now, I would go.
I'd probably go Japanese games still.
I'm still Japanese, yeah.
There's a little bit more fun and inventiveness, I think.
Well, I mean,
Western games
all
seem more,
Nintendo games are Japanese.
and Western games seem more technical, and like there's a little bit more to them, and maybe they're more.
I don't think so.
There's like probably more complex systems in a lot of them.
Neither of them. Fuck those. I want the French games.
He's going French games. Josh has gone French games. everybody.
Infograms for the win.
Oui, oui.
Have you ever played an
Oui,
Atelier?
oui.
Have you ever played an Atelier game, Brad? You want to talk about complex systems?
We're all gonna go French games. Josh is right.
Ooh la la!
Head of the Dogcast.
Right. Cue up the Orson Welles fucking commercial. Oh, the French. I'm gonna go. Oh man, it's
Do that again.
tough.
Hold on.
What the fuck is that?
That's his French.
That's my French.
Oh.
I didn't know
Yes,
you spoke
exactly.
French. I didn't know you grunted French.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Western games. No.
Okay. And explain.
Just they've taken a lot of things that they learned from the Japanese games of early days and added like more mature themes. I think Western game development is a little more user friendly and respectful of time as far as like save systems.
Now,
As-
are you
that's
thinking
gonna-
of a specific game in general or series, or is it?
Yeah.
Because to me, I actually think that a lot of this stuff evolved concurrently. I think you can argue that early Japanese games were.
Listen,
clearly
I don't wanna
modeled
choose
off
either.
arcade. Oh, I know.
Okay,
I'm saying
this is fucking Judge Tempest.
He's
brought doing this.
And speaking of
yeah.
Judge Tempest, JRPGs or platformers?
son of a bitch.
I won't answer because you know mine. French platformer.
French platformers from Josh, everybody.
I think that's Panic Restaurant.
that is called a hosting.
Pepe Le Pew's
Fucking love Panic Restaurant.
smelling like poo. The game.
I would take JRPGs. I love, man, a lot falls into platformers though too. But still, I think a JRPG is my favorite gameplay experience. A
Yes.
long form storytelling.
Yeah.
That's probably what I get the best experience out of.
I use platformers to cleanse my palate between RPGs usually, but for me RPGs are like the main meal of my video game diet, I guess. So I guess I go JRPGs.
You know, it's funny. There
weirdo.
are a lot more bad platformers produced than there are JRPGs, I think, because JRPGs take a lot more time and consideration. And
You can't
they
just
have-
fart out a JRPG.
Nowadays,
you have to
well,
think about that
wait,
fart.
Wait, I mean PS1 days, and
There was some
Even
farts.
earlier, though, too,
16-bit
but-
fucking and yeah.
But
I mean, that was just
There was some farting going on.
there was
was some
diarrhea
fart.
everywhere.
Yeah.
But I've played so many bad platformers
Oh yeah.
where it's just like you got a slew of them.
Have you played Wild Woody?
I have played Wild.
All right, so we're gonna do rapid fire round. You can have a one-word answer on these.
One word.
Stouts or IPAs?
IPAs.
IPA.
Stouts.
No,
Stouts.
stouts. Sorry. What am I talking about?
Peach or Daisy?
Peach.
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 Daisy, fuck it. Miyamoto or Kojima?
Miyamoto.
Kojima.
Moto.
Miyamoto.
Kojima.
Lucas Points. Lucas
One
Arts.
word,
Suck
Tom.
my dick, Tom.
Come on.
Fuck.
Lucas Arts point and click games or Lucas Arts Star Wars games?
LucasArts point and click games.
Star Wars.
Fuck point and click.
Star Wars. PC or console? Console.
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 Right now, console.
Mario 3 or Mario World?
Whoa. Now
3.
Here we go.
I like both.
I'm going world. I'm going world.
I'm going world.
And the last one, would you rather have $50 million cash or video games? You can't have...
$50 million.
$50
$50
million
million
cash money, baby.
But no video...
I can be a video game.
But no video games the rest of your life?
It's fine. I could make life my video game.
We'll take it. All right.
There you go. Real life actors.
I would learn how to fucking sail a boat. Are you fucking kidding me?
And that was Passing Judgment with Judge Tempest, everybody.
I loved it.
Yes, Judge Tempest.
That was great, buddy.
Tempy Wampy.
Great work, Brian.
Yeah.
All right. Our next segment we're gonna have is Rise randomly
$50
generated.
million. My life would be so much better. What the fuck is that even as a question?
Got time.
You wouldn't have Monster Train though, dude.
That's
I
true.
don't care. I would
that's
burn
true.
all of my video
He
games.
could
for
buy
$50
monsters in
million.
real life and kill them himself.
He would genetically create monsters and put them on a train and be like, I am the Monster Train.
I must protect my own crystal.
All right, we are now going to Rise randomly generated questions from Discord.
I would actually probably end up writing a novel. So
And Ryan Krisinik, he wrote one of these questions, but there was other handful of questions. They're all going to be in here. First question is from Ryan. Favorite arcade fighting game?
Soul Edge.
Holy shit, there's so many.
My one I get most excited for is probably Mortal Kombat 3. That's the one that I have the most experience with.
Oh, man.
Fighting game.
Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3?
Yeah, that's the one that I...
Those are great. God, Mark of the
Marvel
Wolves.
versus
Fatal Fury, Mark of the Wolves. Or Garou, Mark of the Wolves from Neo Geo.
Oh, I know that one.
You got
Garou is French for...
You got a big new one at Drafty. What'd you get there, that big new fighting game, like a giant machine?
Injustice.
Injustice, yeah.
Yeah, which is actually quite a hit.
Yeah, Injustice is popular.
But it's not like...
It's an
It's just select fighter, quick attack, block, large attack, special.
Yeah,
There's no directional buttons. That's fucking weird, man.
I like that. No.
But your
It
favorite
works.
game, was it Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, or you're going...
You know, I'm sure there's something I'm not thinking of, but yeah, probably. I love my Mortal Kombat. I do like Street Fighter as well.
I might change my answer to Soul Calibur, just because my soul still burns for that game. And one of the few fighting games I actually enjoyed just booting up and playing.
We're talking arcade.
Yeah, it was an arcade game.
You enjoyed booting up your own arcade machine?
He would turn it on.
Yeah.
He'd break in to the place.
But he wouldn't open the box.
I
No.
see.
What's in the box?
Mine was actually Soul Edge, which I found to be fucking awesome. I played a lot of it.
Yoshimitsu.
Yep.
I love Yoshimitsu.
Coming from RV Gamer, otherwise known as Dom, friend of Steve.
That's right.
What games?
Deep cut.
What games unexpectedly took over your life?
Death Stranding. I
Near
predicted it would.
Automata. Yeah, Death Stranding really did take over your life. You just like started dabbling, then eventually you were saying like,
kn-
I'm obsessed.
I knew I was going to like it. That wasn't the problem. I like pretty much anything Kojima makes, but he now has officially made a game where I find it so immediately accessible and kind of addictive that I just had to fucking do it.
Feels so good.
The feel of that game. Game feel is very important to me. If you're walking around and it doesn't feel right, I just don't give a
It's almost like drinking beer and describing mouthfeel to someone. It's hard to put into words, but game feel is a thing too. And
Well, there are people who can't handle moments of quiet, or people who can't handle like that there is a goal out in front of you and that it's going to take a little bit more time than you think to get there, and a lot of action isn't going to happen in the meantime. And I think those people obviously didn't get the fucking point of the game. I fell into almost a Zen-like behavior with it, where every day I would wake up an hour and a half before I had to like get ready to go to work, and I would just play this game.
Nice.
And that's what I did.
I guess if we're just talking games, I mean, I've been obsessive about procuring certain games, but we're just talking about what games we have played that have
just kind of became a bigger part of your life than you ever could have anticipated.
Sure. I guess when I first got into the first Dark Souls,
Okay.
because
I will agree with that.
that was the first game that I would just actively, when I wasn't playing it, just run through levels in my head and trying to figure out, okay, how can I get to the boss with like losing as least amount of life as possible, or just like try to like come up with strategies.
Shortcut, you see it in your brain, you're like, oh shit,
Right.
I gotta try it.
Because by the end of that game, you have the map memorized. As big as it is, like you know where every enemy is in that fucking map.
You even know your way through Dark Route.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you are just. It was just a fucking phenomenal experience, you know, just being exposed to that game.
Did you dream about? I dreamt about it. I
had nightmares from losing to a certain boss all the time.
Which boss was it?
It was Ornstein and Smo, like everyone's wall in that game. But
Yep, that's the wall.
But yeah, I mean, I would just sit there and run through that game in my head when I wasn't playing it.
I will say, I was a big PS2 guy, and eventually I'm like, I'll get a GameCube just because I really thought Resident Evil looked cool. And then, but I'm like, I'm not getting an Xbox. Bill Gates can't buy his way into the video game market.
I will not let him.
And then a friend of mine brought over Halo on his Xbox, and it was my first time playing like a 4-player shooter, like a first-person shooter, and it became an obsession very fast.
Nice.
Halos 1 through Reach, probably Halo 2 was the pinnacle of it, but Halo parties were a major part of my life. That, I mean, I wasn't into first-person shooters, but setting up our first LAN, like our first LAN network, and getting people together every other weekend, that was how we didn't like go out and drink in high school. That was like what we did, and we became kind of like a meme group around our high school. Because people didn't, like, if you didn't get it, you don't get it. And you're like, we look weird to you. I remember one time, like, girls came over and they're like, can we do anything else? We're like, what are you fucking talking about?
Why would you wanna?
We're playing Halo. There's 4 TVs here. We're not going anywhere. Like, we're not going to go drive around the country.
What would you say to that kid now?
I would say, keep gaming. You're doing the right thing, man. If anything,
In 20 years, you'll be on a podcast.
I mean, he ended up with Carly, so he's fine.
things worked out in the end. Josh, how about you?
I was pretty obsessed with Doom 2016, but going to like more, I wasn't obsessed, but a game I played a lot, PS3 era, 360, I had it on both platforms so I could play with certain friends. Mm-hmm. Modern Warfare 2. I never really binged online gameplay, even really since, like, but I still play a lot of online stuff here and there, but man, I don't know how many hours I sank into that. I mean, I wasn't the greatest. I wasn't bad. I was very in the middle. But, man, I'd get together with friends. We'd all, you know, if we would play, we'd have people take turns. You know, we'd still couch play at my place. And then they'd eventually go home, and then we'd play more online. And then I'd be playing with friends from actual people I know all over the country.
Yeah.
So that was even really cool. It was a way of catching up with old friends and just fucking around. Right. And I used it as a, I tried to fuck with people on it, like using fake voices and stuff, and like acting like, Daddy, come to me, Daddy. I did this one where I was like,
I've done that.
I like, fuck you, motherfucker. Like, you're just a bitch, you know. Just
Bobcat Goldthwait?
Yeah, it's kind of like that. That's kind of my voice I went with. And when I yelled with it, that's when everyone would just start laughing, like, what the fuck? Is this guy real? Or, but it was in a way where you couldn't tell if this is fake or was it real. Mm-hmm. But I had my catchphrases. You were a
Twitch star before.
As fast as can be.
Actually, it probably would have.
Stick it in my butt.
But every time, like every game,
Classic Dylan saying.
If I go on a kill streak, don't get started. And I would, you can hear them after you kill them, just for like a split half second.
Yeah.
Fuck. And then hear me say, I'd be like, suck it, motherfucker. I don't know. I don't know what I'd say and exactly how I did it, but I would say it, and then they'd be like, fuck, and then you hear them like giggle, like after I killed them, and then I'd laugh. I couldn't hold it in at that point.
Awesome.
But
now that you're saying it though, like me and Pokemon on the 3DS, holy fuck, I would.
Pokemon, yeah.
Dude, I became so good at Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I had teams set up some of them were like, I had a bad day at work. I'm going to make people's lives miserable. And I had a team that no one thought was, like, it was all Pokemon that were bad. And I said, I can win with these. All I have to do is get the right combination.
Right.
And then I would. And people would be so upset. People would quit out, but it still counts as a win for me. Like, they would turn it off.
Yes,
And it's like,
yep.
connection's
You
gone.
automatically get the...
Because I've had it where, like, I've played Titanfall 2, and literally someone will be like, you dumb... Like, they'll get on the messaging system because I don't really care. And they'll be like, you dumb cunt, how did you even do that? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I waited for you. I stalked you. Like, this is what the game is. But with Pokemon, it's literally just like, it's full of man babies, including me. And so it felt very funny to kind of just put them right in their goddamn place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Next question comes from dear old friend Nick from Raw Dogs. He says,
Nick.
what is your ideal video game setting? Science fiction or fantasy?
Science fiction.
Science fiction and fantasy.
To me, if you're mixing in science fiction, it just becomes a science fiction universe. Like, FF7 is just science fiction to me.
To me, yeah.
It's like, okay, you're maybe like post the downfall.
Just because it has swords and magic doesn't mean it's technically fantasy to me. Yeah.
baby.
Star Wars, fantasy or science fiction? Just kidding.
It's science fiction.
mostly
It's science fiction.
It's fantasy.
It's like space fantasy if you really want to get into
Me
it.
and Ayla Secura is fantasy.
So, yeah, I don't know. I think probably...
Really, Ayla?
I don't know. I just went
I'm
for
more
the first
into
Twilight I can think
I'm
of.
really into Ahsoka Tano as Rosario, like not the young one, Rosario Dawson. Yes.
And Josh,
I
I'm,
like her
I'm
in a lot of
guessing
things.
science fiction for you?
Oh, I'm a French fantasy kind of guy.
French fantasy.
Jean-Luc Godard.
Yeah, and the last question before the break comes from Luigi.
Wait, I didn't say it. Fantasy. I like fantasy. Did you say?
Yeah, I went sci-fi.
Okay, sci-fi.
From Luigi, our friend Brian Auer from Chat of the Wild, he wanted to ask if another major like Mario character could get their own game series, which character do you think deserves one? And you could say also like, do you think Wario or Luigi deserve another sequel? But like, really, what other character deserves?
I mean,
one?
I've been waiting for Wario Land 5 for the past 16 years of my life, so I would say that first of all. Second of all, what do you guys think? Because I really only care about Wario.
It might be
and I'm
fun-
upset that Elon Musk was Wario
It might be fun to have a Bowser game.
Oh yeah.
2
I
months
was
ago.
thinking Bowser. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the life of a Babam. You know, it's a short life. What's your family dynamic like? You know,
You grow up, you go to school, time to die.
time to die. Yeah, it's like a terrorist.
The real story behind Goombas, maybe.
Maybe like a really drawn out, intricate plot for Daisy. Like there's so much pathos going on there.
No, there isn't.
I got one.
No,
She
like
shows up and smiles.
She's got a singing
earrings that
career.
are flowers.
She smiles to
Hammer
hide the pain.
Bros.
She's a mayor.
Hammer
She's running
Bros.
for like, re-election to
Against Pauline from Odyssey.
Yes,
She wants to be the
that's
queen of
Pauline.
the
That's right. Sorry. See, you could have like a big rival.
I like
Drop
it's like
Dead
where
Gorgeous.
would they put a Waluigi game? Like I can't even imagine Waluigi getting his own franchise. But like
I'm
I would be
surprised.
fascinated to do a third-person shooter with Birdo. Like shooting eggs everywhere. She's transgender.
Like the OG.
yeah.
Yeah, the original.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly.
A third-person shooter with Birdo. Kind of like Splatoon style.
Yeah.
I could fucking dig it. Where each egg has like a different effect on the world. I'd fuck with that.
Yeah. I mean, but I do also like for a serious answer. I would say Bowser. You know, give him his own game.
Give him his own
Honestly,
game.
that would actually be cool too.
All right, and that's going to wrap up Rai, the JK guys randomly generated questions from
The shy
Discord.
guy.
Rai, the shy guys randomly generated questions from Discord. We're going to hear from some of the other amazing shows from the Greenlit Podcast Network. They're all fucking great. Check them out. And we'll be right back.
Agreed. Bye.
Bye.
Summer camp.
Go, just go.
Summer camp.
On Apocrypals, we talk about the parts of the Bible that a lot of people skip over.
Like the wizard battles,
The angel jacuzzis,
a goat full of sins,
500 drunk elephants,
and a man named Porky Party.
and yes, that's all really in there. All this and more on Apocrypals every other week on the Greenlit Podcast Network.
Yeah, we are coming back into the cabin after our fun shenanigans out there. Dylan's got poop
These
on the
kids
brain.
are killing us, guys. I just can't. This podcast camp.
Wait, we're supposed to be looking after kids?
Or look after the Discord guys. I don't know.
Oh,
Speaking of Discord guys, we're opening another beer from our dear, wonderful friend Ryan. This is called Apple Brandy Jacks. It's an apple brandy barrel-aged imperial stout from Ingenious Brewing. Actually, it's called Almost Apple Brandy Jacks. It says almost before there, I saw.
thank you, lawyers.
It's not the same. Those itty-bitty
This
almost.
is almost.
So I'm going to be pouring this.
Edward James almost.
And while I'm doing that, our first question
James almost.
in the next segment is called "It's Just Business" with Jay Business. His first question is: what has a more fair, equitable healthcare system, Grand Theft Auto 5 or USA?
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh, come on! They let you keep having your guns.
$2,000 for getting shot up like crazy.
You die and
Yeah,
I'll pay $2,000 to get shot up like crazy and survive. That's fine.
That's how much it costs in Grand Theft Auto 5?
It's pretty much, yeah.
They turn your back to the bazooka you had on you. I mean, whatever.
I mean, you get blown up pretty hard. No, you don't die. You get wasted.
Wasted. Yes.
All right, we're going to take a sip of this delicious apple brandy jacks. Almost.
This is nice.
This is like the right.
Smells like brandy.
right temperature too.
aroma.
Have I ever told you guys about there was a time in my
that's
life
nice.
where we had what was called a brandy night. And we would get two things of E&J brandy, and we would hang out in my buddy's studio, like his art studio.
Would you listen to Looking Glass all night?
No, we listened to a lot of Coheed and Cambria.
Oh no!
I'm not going to do a Coheed and Cambria impression.
Okay,
It wouldn't work.
No.
It's much like Robert Plant. It's kind of hard to do. And I
Unless you're a 12-year-old girl. Got him!
you got him. He sings really good falsetto. Weird.
Wow. 52-35.
No, but we would hang out in his studio, and there was one night where we were just wandering around town, blasted on E&J brandy, and we were just kind of like dancing through the streets. We saw a hobo camp. We talked to the hobos, and then we came back to his studio. And I swear to fucking God, the next day we woke up, my buddy, he was sleeping on the couch, and he had a long sleeve shirt on, and down the whole entire arm was a crusted line of puke moving all the way down. Like,
Gotta love it.
hardened.
Gotta love it.
I have been there.
And when he woke up, it like crinkled, and he was like, "What's
That's
going
fucking
on?" Picture.
Our next question for It's Just Business with Jay Business. What is your favorite bad game? A game that's not good that you fucking love.
Minority Report. Everybody runs.
That's the subtitle, or
Yeah, that's literally the subtitle.
is it like a
Interesting.
like a phone game?
It's kind of like a top-down action game.
Okay.
It's pseudo third person, but it follows the plot of the movie very loosely. They didn't get the rights to Tom Cruise.
I love
so
that.
it's somebody else. Everyone looks different, and the plot is not the same either, technically. But you still get, if you remember the movie, they have like a concussion gun, which kind of like blasts people away instead of like shooting bullets at them. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of weapons like that in this game, so it's actually pretty fucking rad. There's a weird physics system. I remember specifically there's a part in the mall where a bunch of deranged people are trying to like attack you, and you're just like blasting them off the side. Not bad. I played a lot of it. I'll say that.
Nice.
I don't know if it was good. It was at an age where I probably wouldn't have known. So, yeah, that's my choice.
If I don't have to play it again and I'm going just on memory, I remember being very enamored with Gex Enter the Gecko back in the day on the PS1.
Oh, on the PS1. 'Cause
Yep.
I had it for the Game Boy Color.
Yeah, because I remember, like, he's so funny. Like, that's a reference to a movie I saw.
Is that the one he dresses James Bond on the cover?
Yes.
Enter the
Okay.
gecko.
And then maybe he was dressed as James Bond in the next one. He was dressed like James Bond in both of them, but then he had the lady on Gex 3 Enter the Gecko.
Do you remember any specific Dana Gould line? Because that was Dana Gould.
This is like drinking water at Jerry Garcia's house or something like that.
That's actually pretty good. Mine is check me out. I'm a gecko.
It's tail time.
He's got a great podcast. If you ever listen.
Yes.
I know from seeing some gameplay recently, I watched a speedrun, I'm like, oh, that's a bad game. But in my head, I'm like, it is the epitome of what Brad liked back then. Movie
Anyone-
references and science fiction and Looney Tunes and I don't know.
Yeah.
It seemed cool back then. That night, I remember also 100%ing Croc Legend of the Gobos, and I can't imagine that has aged well.
It's pronounced Gobos.
Oh, yeah, you've told me this many times. I'm going to keep saying Gobos.
Fucking gabos.
Nanaki. Nanakai, sorry.
Venusaur.
Venusaur.
They didn't come with pronunciation guides, so, you know.
I was a
Really,
kid.
the planet Venus and dinosaur? Come on.
Wow.
How about you fellas? Favorite bad game?
Josh, you got one at the ready?
Man, I don't like to play bad games, but I
Panic
probably
Restaurant's
do.
too good. Panic Restaurant's a good game, so
Yeah.
it couldn't be that.
No, I
I'm
think
trying
it's
to
a
go
really
back
good
into
game.
the Mind Palace because I know as a kid
There's some NES games
I would buy some
that don't
shitty
hold up
games
as well. You
where I
still
made
played the
myself
shit
like
out of
them.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say like there's a
yeah.
there's a Godzilla game for NES.
I've played that. Yeah.
Not great, but I
No.
got it for Christmas one year, and god damn it if I didn't play the fuck out of it and just
Isn't
think,
there some weird like tactical element to it from what I remember?
it's like a hex. Yeah, it had like a hex map.
Yeah, that was the most interesting part about it. And then when you go into like the side scrolly battle
Yes!
part, it just fucking sucks. I was like,
Yep.
oh, this part's cool. You get to move across the map, and yeah, I understand.
Yeah,
I played that.
I would say that I would definitely put that up there. I know there are more, and I know there are more recent
Yeah.
ones. But right now they're escaping me. So I'm gonna go with fucking Godzilla for NES.
Assassin's
First one.
Creed Valhalla for you.
There have been some shitty. There have been some shittier Assassin's Creed games where I'm like
3.
I mean 3. I like 3 a lot.
I like
No,
so-
I love 3. A lot of it is half-baked.
Yeah,
Yes.
of course.
That's why we'll never revisit it.
What do you think, Josh? You got anything?
Dude, I do not know.
Pretty much every game in the Nintendo.
All of them. I play.
Yeah,
I like them all.
You've told me games where I'm like, you like that fucking game?
Sure.
Grandpa Josh.
I remember being obsessed with Disney's Magic Kingdom on the
NES?
on the NES.
Yeah.
Just because you get to go to all the rides.
mind
And even the
it.
map, like the map when we went to Disney World.
Definitely sucked.
It
but
still
I
follows
didn't
like that
mind it.
same layout.
And you were like, gosh, it's.
And I'm like,
you
Space
tried to-
Mountain's fucking bullshit. You just hit the right direction, like on the D-pad, but I hit it and it doesn't work.
And you went to Carly and you said, gosh, it's just like a game I played one time. And then you pushed up your glasses and
And
you
she's
snorted
like-
it and she said, fuck.
Yep.
And we did right there.
Perfect.
Guys, final verdict on the almost Apple Jacks.
It
beer.
tastes a lot like brandy, actually.
It does.
That's because it is.
It really does taste like, yeah.
As advertised.
All right.
I say 8 out of 10.
Delicious.
I'm gonna say it's delicious as shit.
Just like a nice glass of E&J.
This is probably a question for Tom. Who is the best looking junior high school teacher? Bayonetta or Dr. Kawashima?
Who's that?
That's what I agree, but I know Tom's got strong feelings about Kawashima.
Who's Kawashima?
Yeah.
Isn't he the guy from Brain Age?
Oh, yeah, isn't it?
I don't know.
I'm like, is that a Persona? Going through all the Persona teachers, I'm like,
I mean, Bayonetta is pretty hot, but Kawashima.
If Bayonetta was my junior high school teacher, I wouldn't be able to stand up in class.
yeah.
If she's like a real woman, god damn.
Is that Becky? No, what's her last name in Persona? Anyways,
Well, that teacher's hot too. But
yeah,
I'll go with Bayonetta.
she's a man.
Kawakami.
Okay, all right, sorry. Then Bayonetta.
Okay.
But I
Controversial.
I love floating heads.
I love Talking Heads. Actually, don't. They're overrated.
they're really overrated.
Shut the fuck up.
I don't have opinions.
I do
They're
like
really
David
good.
Byrne's
Burning
solo
down the
stuff,
house.
though.
I don't understand any of this next question from Jay Biz.
Okay, Jay Biz.
I do.
Who's into more kinky shit in the bedroom? Happy Mask Salesman or Kilton?
Who's Kilton?
Definitely the salesman.
Happy Mask Salesman.
Who's Happy Mask Salesman?
He's the mask salesman from Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. He's the one
Okay.
who gives you the mask.
I didn't play that game.
I know. I guess a lot of people fucking
Judge me.
I didn't know his name was Happy Mask Salesman.
Kilton is the odd-looking character from Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Okay,
Oh,
that one that runs a really weird shop.
Fuck him.
Okay.
I mean, they're
Well,
both
that's a deep cut, Jay Biz.
they're both going to be into some weird shit.
Kilton is the probably worse because it seems like the happy salesman just looks like a creep, and the other guy looks like a deformed demon baby.
Yeah, but maybe the Happy Mask Salesman is just wearing a mask that makes him look like that. You know.
So his body's not bad. The other guy's body's pretty bad. So he probably has to
Might be into weirder things because of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess that. He's also he's got these weird teeth, and his voice is weird from what I remember. So, yeah.
The answer is Beetle.
If you could get rid of one video game franchise, what would it be?
If I could get rid of one,
Yep. Bye. You're gone forever.
Line them up.
first of all, I don't like erasing art. That seems a little Nazi-ish to me.
FIFA.
One of my coworkers is like, I play FIFA like 2012 like all the fucking time. He still has the old one, still has an old system. He's like, fucking love it. The gameplay's great. I don't give a fuck. I don't need a new system. And good for you. So I wouldn't want to erase.
I know a few people like that.
How about we change?
Yeah.
Can we change the question to what game franchises do we like that we could do without?
Nope. Fuck that.
No, we're erasing a franchise.
We're racing a
Fuck
franchise.
yeah, we are.
question.
It's
Of one
gonna be
of all the
one
franchises that each of us plays, which one would we let go?
Out of what we play,
It doesn't have
or
to be what we
what-
play,
No,
just what do you
no,
want to get
no,
rid
no.
of?
Hey,
A
you guys
blight-
change the shit on me all the time, so I'm just gonna reciprocate here a little bit.
I don't feel like I'm qualified to take things out that I haven't played because I don't play a lot of these Fortnite games or these battle royales. So I
Honestly,
don't want to take away
I-
fun from kids who are having a good time.
Oh, honestly,
As he points at
honestly, the way that I've
No.
seen how
I have a few
Fortnite
times.
what Fortnite has done to children, get rid of Fortnite, man.
But I don't want to be that old person
I'm not
who's
gonna
just
be a
like
Joe
Minecraft.
No, Minecraft
No,
is,
hold
is
on.
beautiful.
Goddamn kids!
Minecraft
What
is
would
great.
the
Burn
autistic
it to the
kids do?
ground.
What I'm saying is literally
Maybe talk to people.
the implementation of V-Bucks. I've heard of kids being like, I want this digital fucking currency. Like, these games are service games, and eventually they will be shut down. So you're spending money on something that you're never gonna fucking touch again. Like DLC, you can go back to, for the most part.
Why would you go back when you can get Fortnite 2 for free?
They'll never make a Fortnite 2. They don't fucking have to. They sell V-Bucks.
Yeah, they'll never make Fortnite.
Get rid of Fortnite.
Why don't
Sorry.
you do Fortnite 2?
It's a dumb
to
game.
to
The
bring
shooting
people back
sucks.
into it.
It's not a. It's just I've played it. I've played it. I've given it its due. I've played that game for 12 hours.
Damn, man.
I'm serious.
But it's free.
Fuck that
I mean,
game.
yeah, there's not many video game franchises that I think needs to be erased. It's a tough question.
Yeah, it really is. God,
PUBG was better.
James Pond. Do we need?
We're gonna get rid of. We'll get rid of
Do we
James
need
Pond.
that? Did we need that?
The character battle conclusively decided we do not need.
Oh,
Listen, I'll tell you this much. James Pond was made by one person.
Minecraft. Get rid of fucking Minecraft.
His name was James Pond.
He was a fish.
James John. Yeah.
He
It was a fish, and
was
he
a
made a
parody of
game.
James Pond.
If it was made by a goldfish, I'll give it. Yeah.
And one last.
Actually, Alex Kidd can go fuck itself.
Alex Kidd can go fuck itself.
They're about to make a new one.
Kickstarter's evil.
A gritty reboot.
They're gonna do.
One last question for It's Just
Wild
Business
Woody can
with
go.
Jay Business. We have,
Baby
what
Woody.
was Kazooie really doing back there?
I don't know. Fucking playing Game Boy.
Bird shit.
Who's in-
Bird shit.
Yeah, if he was in a fanny pack, different story. But I don't know
Kazooie
what
is
he's
a
doing.
girl.
Oh,
You
It changes
fool.
everything.
Did you not see the lipstick?
Whoa, you are entering dangerous territory there, my friend.
I'm sorry.
I know many.
They also say she.
You can well, even some men identify as she with lipstick.
She refers to herself as a girl.
Some refer to as thou, but
I thought it was a bird.
Birds are genderless, famously.
never played Banjo Kazooie, so I will defer. I would say just hanging out, just chilling. Maybe doing some shrooms, some psychedelics.
Yeah, probably just shrooming out
just
hard
waiting to
in
like
the
come
backpack.
out. Just like, hey, you need me?
So as far as I know, she's probably doing like squats because she can carry Banjo on her back as she runs around. That's my actual answer.
Okay.
Josh has strong feelings,
She
but
just has a copy of Footprints and just reads it constantly.
Yeah, and she really loves that Jesus anecdote.
all right. And on a more serious note, we're moving into
No.
Phil E presents Filling in the Blanks.
Oh boy.
The first question: how did you guys all meet?
meat.
I'm
It was at a meat
Over
convention.
meat.
Yeah,
It was a meat.
there was.
Meat.
It was over a big thing of brisket.
we were all slobbering on it, you know.
Where else would you meet
We accidentally
someone?
ate. All four of us had the same piece of brisket in our mouth, and
And we all
Met
met
in the
in the
middle.
center.
Oh, Lady in the Tramp style?
Well, I guess the two elder statesmen of the podcast should explain how they met first.
Lived in the same city, I mean,
Small town.
small town.
There I was, bartending away. Hey, you like beer? You should try this.
Yeah. How did we meet? Probably you were a bartender. I came in and drank a
So,
lot.
I was at Firecracker. That might have been where we actually met in person. But I know I've seen you around town doing town things, small town things.
This
Prominent members of
me.
the community we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were prominent?
We probably never actually chatted till you came into Firecracker.
Probably.
You're
I
like-
knew of you. Like, yeah.
Oh, everyone knows of me, Tom.
I mean,
They want you to be mayor for fuck's
first of all, Josh worked at half the bars in Watertown.
Like,
sometimes in the,
10%
sometimes
of
in the
them.
same night.
No,
Yeah.
Watertown used to be most bars per capita in the entire country.
You fucking kidding me?
Nope.
Christ.
No, we were a question on Jeopardy once.
There were fewer houses than bars. They don't even know how it was
Fucking
working.
churches.
There were bars in houses.
Yeah,
That's
they still are.
yeah, there really are.
My grandma's sleeping upstairs, and you guys quiet it down.
Yeah, but yeah, I knew I recognized
Man, it
you.
doesn't
I
look IPA.
might have known you from being around, and I think we just got to talking and drinking and
We
like, oh, you like
talked
video games?
Beer and
I
video
like
games.
video games.
Or talked some in-depth video things.
And we talked about doing a podcast for I think years or
a while.
a while.
Like let's do a podcast. Talk about beer and video games.
You guys should have started earlier.
No,
We should.
maybe.
Get in before the craze.
What
yeah.
craze?
Podcast craze. All the
Oh.
celebrities are doing it.
Even Matt's got 2 of them.
Oh, well.
That's Matt.
We love you, Matt. We
Yeah.
love you so
So-
much, Matt.
celebrity.
The reason we talk about you.
We
is
started
so
doing
I'll
this
talk shit
thing
about him.
after we finally 5 years ago, started doing this, and then
You moved away.
I moved away. I'm like, hey, I'm going to Milwaukee.
We weren't as steady about it. We tried to be. We went on.
Just went on a few dates.
Well, the thing was, just a couple of guys. We got our schedules. I worked a lot. You worked.
I was traveling a lot.
Yeah, you're traveling, and so it's tough to keep a good schedule. But
Yep.
we've been pretty good about it over the last few years.
I was bartending at a local brewery. I remember Tom came in by himself. He drank like 50 beers.
When he moved away from me, he had to find a new me.
Well, and I remember he came.
knew
He was drinking a lot. I was like, "What do you do?" And he's like, "Oh, this and this." And then I got like a podcast. And I was like, "What's it about?" And you said video games. I'm like, "Oh shit, is he a celebrity?" And it turns out he wasn't.
It's true.
But then I got to know you a little bit from then, and I came on to guest. So that was the first night I met Tom, and the first night I was on the podcast was here, and that's when I met Josh.
Uh-oh.
Yep, and that was a video podcast. You can go watch it still.
Oh, yeah.
So that's how I remember we all met.
Yeah.
And then I met Dylan while I was bartending as well. He came in with Matt.
Yep.
And
I was
Matt,
the local rapscallion, the little street shark. I was snapping my way in there. I had a big leather jacket on, and I was like, hey,
Like, I got a
serve me a
podcast.
beer,
Leather
bitch.
studs.
And he said, I like your attitude, son, and that's how we became friends.
And Matt made a comment about wanting to suck my dick or something.
Oh yeah.
Seems about right.
That's like
Well,
it's like a
you know.
handshake for Matt.
Actually, I came in, and I was like, I just want beer. I work a lot. And then you were like, oh, I got beer for you. And you're like, do you like video games? I'm like, you heard us talking about video games.
Yep.
And
Hey.
then it was literally after that, it was just like,
Well,
what's going to be in the next Smash? What's going to be this? What's going to be that?
If there's
Yeah.
any pattern here, it's someone comes in, they mention they have a podcast, I force my way into their life and onto their show.
you did with Better in 3D too.
Yeah,
That
I was on there and
He's
we
a
talked
hustler,
about Cooper.
man.
yeah,
hustler.
You were in there. You were within that realm within a week. Although to be fair, he used to have like 12 people on at a time.
I was there for the biggest one ever. The Avengers. There was like 10 people on one show, and I was like, the whole time I
No,
was
thank
drunk and
you.
laughing, and I was thinking,
I
this
got
is
to that
bad.
one late, and that one was lost.
Well, no, the first one was good. The second one was bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just 4 people can sometimes get out of
All I
hand.
remember is I got
when
home.
you add alcohol, you can get out of hand sometimes.
I
Or
got
Al
home,
Pacino.
Or Al Pacino.
I got home early
That's
from a job, and it was literally just like everyone was fucking lit up like crazy, and I could tell that Matt was actually kind of fucking upset about it. And I was just like, and then his friend Diana was like, you want to go smoke some weed? And I said, hell yeah. And so we did, and then we came back, and it was literally us just laughing at certain parts of Avengers Endgame until it was lost.
If you could interview anyone in gaming, in the industry, not like a character, but like, who would you want to interview and why, if you want to explain it?
It would probably be Kojima. I'm going to say it again. Just the fact that he is one of the last true auteurs in video gaming. He helped make PT. He was trapped in the Metal Gear Solid series for so many years, essentially by contract. And I don't know. I would love to hear his thoughts on movies and music. That's really it. And comics. That'd be cool too. Yeah, that's just a genuine answer.
I think that I would like to interview John DiMaggio, maybe. He's been a voice actor in so many different games. We could also talk about TV shows.
Talk about a guy you
and
want to
stuff.
have a beer with, and John DiMaggio would be fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Okay,
Waka,
so-
Kamari, and Bender walk into a bar.
So
he gets a beer.
I do have,
Yeah.
I do have to recommend an episode of another podcast. It's called. Every time I say something, you guys are gonna be like, "Oh, what the fuck's this podcast?" It's called Mean Boys.
It's called The President Needs to Be What?
No, it's called The Mean Boys, and they had John DiMaggio on, and he just seems like the coolest. Like he's like he went on there, and they're like, "We're not going to ask you to do the voices," and he says, "I'll fucking do the voices. I get paid like a lot of money to do the voices. I think it's fucking awesome to do the voices." And so it's like, "Okay, do Bender," and then he just does Bender. He does all of that stuff. It just seems like he really enjoys who he is and what he does. That's actually a really good choice.
And he's been so many characters in so many franchises.
Who's your favorite one?
The ones that stick out the most, I mean, it's probably Final Fantasy X. I don't know. His Waka was a homie to me. I was listening the other day to another podcast, and they're like, if you told me that the racist bro sports guy would be my favorite character, I would call you an idiot. But John DiMaggio is so goddamn charismatic that he makes
amazing.
Waka like your favorite person.
Yeah.
Yep.
And yeah, I don't know. He's just got such a long list of characters he's done. It'd be fun to talk about any of them. He played Heidegger in the 7 remake.
He did a great job in that.
Yeah.
He actually
Making a guffawing cartoon character into a real person is tough.
Well, his pathos is great. I love him on I listen to some anime dubs, and every time he comes on, I'm like, finally someone I
Right.
appreciate.
Somebody who's going to give you at least somewhat of a good performance, you know? He's great. He's not alive anymore, but I would love to have talked to Ralph Baer.
Yeah.
Like the guys from the early days, just feeling out the video game industry when it was like a Wild West, you know? There was no precedent at all. They made the fucking industry. I guess my number one, though, is Tom Kalinske, who headed up Sega during the console wars, the Genesis and the Super Nintendo.
He'd probably love to get drunk and complain about how decisions were made.
I still have delusions that he'll come on the podcast someday, but I would love just to talk to him. He's got a fantastic story. For the amount of time he was at Sega, he ate into Nintendo's lunch and took a big bite out of that fucking sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sega of Japan fucked it up. But yeah, I would say Tom Kalinske for me.
Juice?
We've already had like all the real good people on the podcast, so I mean, like we've already
Whoa.
You like Twisted Metal? David Jaffe.
actually kind of crazy. I'm part
He
of
wants Mario himself.
Twisted Metal Fans Club page, and one of the lead designers of the Twisted Metal Black was commenting on it today, and I'm like,
Oh, really?
yeah, I didn't just catch his name, but I'm like, that might be fun for a car combat episode if you wanna.
I'd love
Jump
to do a
on.
combat episode.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
And also we could like
Cell
record
damage.
it live action too. We could do a separate like where we actually buy cars and try and kill each other.
we should.
I'd probably win.
I'd buy the ambulance. Yeah. And I'd put one of you on the gurney.
I'd be the guy that just has 2 wheels attached to my naked
Yes.
body. Yeah.
I think
I'd be the dump truck, and I would just like literally just ram into you till you're dead.
I think Romero
My
from Doom
CDL,
would be
baby.
fun.
Romero would be great.
I think he likes metal music. Very unique personality. He's got
Big
his
personality.
bedazzled jeans and weird stuff, and
Yeah.
unique dude. I'm sure I could vibe with that guy.
He also, a big personality, but he always seemed, at least from interviews that I read or just videos, also down to earth, ish. You know?
Yeah.
He might have a little bit of the ego, but I think he also knows where he came from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's like if we got popular. Like if we had a lot of
we
money.
might be okay still.
I don't know.
Yeah.
If you have a podcast, you have a pretty big ego,
Well,
probably.
first thing I would do is buy a floating chair for my big fat body.
Dylan would buy a floating chair.
and then I would have concubines feed me grapes. And then I would say, grapes, this sucks. And I would spit them out at them. And then they would eventually, give me like beef brisket.
And we'd all accidentally bite the same
Take a
piece
slice
of
of
brisket.
Yeah,
and
and then
then
we'd meet
kiss
each other
again.
again.
Yeah.
It's like so weird. So
We
existential.
have a car combat game show.
One last question from Phil E.
Philly, my Arkansas buddy.
5 years from now, what would be the ideal future for the Dogcast?
Fuck me. I would like...
$50 million.
No video games in our lives ever.
I'm retired. I'm living on a beach.
I'm a force
I will
ghost in the
someday.
corner,
Fuck this.
nodding and smiling.
The floating chair. The floating chair.
And then we digitally like erase you and like put you with the fucking
And then
Hayden
the
Christensen.
credits start rolling, and it says it's been 3 years since the water wars first started. The Nestle Corporation has seized all water in the United States.
Oh my god.
5 years
Brave
from
and valiant
now,
warrior Dylan has fallen.
the Dogcast movie is coming out.
That's right. Yes. Yeah.
And it will, but
I'm played by Tom Hardy when I'm young and Joe Pesci when I'm old.
Oh man.
I'm played by Brendan Fraser now.
And Brendan
Both
Fraser when
ages.
you're old.
Well, he's bigger now. It works.
Yeah.
Still sexy as fuck, though.
Are we just talking movies?
Well, I don't know. I'm just like, anything. I mean, honestly, the Dogcast would have a huge following. We'd be able to make enough on Patreon to where we would not have to have other jobs.
I would still have another job.
But if we could afford to not and focus more full time on art and
Yeah.
games and design stuff, that would be very cool.
Yeah. I mean,
There's a world.
There'd be conventions. There'd
Does-
be interviews with John DiMaggio's and
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that would all be great. At the end of the day, this was a podcast founded by friends and bringing in new friends just to talk about the shit that we love. And, if nothing happened, if everything stayed the same, we'd still be doing it. Because
doing it
but
well.
God damn it. No, honestly, like 5 years from now, yeah, I hope we have like 8 more shows, bring in 8 more people. We have
Our
a
own
fucking
brewery.
TV studio.
Dylan's got 3
We got a
spin-off shows.
Brewery. Yep. You're showrunner for at least
There's
2
one.
of them.
There's one I've got in the works. I've actually been researching microphones. I might try my hand at a sideshow. So we don't know.
you can just call it the
Dylan's
sideshow.
Sideshow.
Yeah.
There you go.
Or the Dylan Experience.
Oh, I wouldn't even call it that. The Joe Rogan Experience exists, and I don't want to be associated with
No,
that
dude.
fucker.
Not right now.
No, you
No,
thought
not
Joe
ever.
you thought Joe Rogan had controversial opinions.
First there was
Just wait
Rogan.
till you hear Dylan.
Right.
I
Or
would
just call it Project Dylan, an experience.
Project Dylan, an
Dills.
anthem of anthems.
Like the hills.
Yep.
be something.
All right, for our very last segment of this episode, it's called Matt Makes Us Play Fuck, Marry, Kill.
Perfect. Thank you, Matthew.
Okay.
Easy.
So there's numbers 1 through 7. Everyone has to choose a number
I'm
out of
out.
you 3, and then because I had to remove half of his options because they were probably weird and inappropriate.
That's fun though.
No, they were weird.
Okay.
So
I choose
Real life
5.
people that we know.
no, they're all game characters, but some were just like, oh, you just chose a bunch of animals.
I choose 5, like the 5-pointed
Okay, you
star
choose
of Lord Satan.
Okay, you choose 5.
Oh, the animals.
2.
Wait, well, we'll go with 1. We'll just go with number
Okay.
5. Okay, number 5. Bayonetta, Zelda, and Cloud. Fuck, marry, kill.
I would fuck Bayonetta. I would marry Zelda, kill Cloud.
It's kind of a layup.
It's a super layup. It's
All of
kind of
them.
easy for me.
All
At
of
the
them.
same
You want
time.
to fuck, marry, kill all of them.
At the same time.
You're a madman.
Fucking
It's a death origin.
right. Jeffrey Dahmer over here.
Well, come on.
Just wanted to fuck me.
I guess. I mean, that one's pretty straightforward. I guess.
That one, yeah, Matt. Jesus
Maybe.
Christ, what a layup.
If you're into it, yeah.
Would you change it?
No.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, yeah, marrying Zelda would be smart. She's
Yeah.
a princess. Okay.
Oh,
money,
that's
bitch.
right. Zelda's not Link.
Bayonetta,
Right.
Bayonetta can ride it like no one's business. Of course, I'd choose her for that. Like,
Well, yeah.
Those legs? Come on.
Nice hair.
Tom, what
What
do you
does
think?
Zelda even look like?
What number are
2,
lot
I
of
was going
different
to go with.
All right. This one might be a little more difficult.
Okay.
Bowser, Wario, or Wart?
Oh.
Wait, what?
Wart is the bad guy from Mario Brothers 2. That's like the dream.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. All of them.
Oh,
I
God.
would fuck Wario,
I mean, he's already...
marry Bowser, and kill Wart because I don't want.
A frog in your life?
I don't.
No, I like vegetables. I mean, I don't
Wart
want...
loves
I
vegetables.
don't think Wart gives a shit about vegetables.
What?
No,
Yeah.
doesn't that kill him?
You kill him with vegetables.
So yeah, but
I'm going to answer the opposite just for fun. I'm going to fuck the wart. I'm going to kill Wario. Oh, no, I'm going to kill Bowser and marry Wario because marrying Wario would be pretty funny. But
Yeah,
and then you did it. And
I
it
think
sucks.
Wario sucks, so I would love to kill him.
What?
Just honestly.
Jeez.
Thomas, you burden me with your hatred.
Dylan, I'm sorry.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know a lot about Wario. I have.
Do you know a lot about the others?
He likes garlic.
Yes.
He likes garlic. He likes money.
But yeah, I guess I'd fuck
is
Ward
Dream
farty.
boy.
and marry Bowser.
Why would you? What about Wart is so sexually attractive to you?
Why not?
Because if I can't kill
His
Wario
name
without
alone.
doing that, and I don't want to marry him.
You
So
think
it's all
Wario's
about
got
killing.
like a-
You know, I
kill
never knew
Wario.
his name was Wart. That's just actually kind of crazy to me right now.
yeah, they haven't done anything
Yeah.
with him.
I know.
I
'Cause
just
he's
always
not
called
their
him
character.
Frog King guy.
I'm gonna marry Bowser. I think he's got the most personality and probably the funnest to hang out with for a long period of time.
And he showed he can be good when he wants to be.
Sure,
And he likes
keep telling
riding in
yourself
go-karts.
that.
Like
He's actually quite noble. Yeah.
he likes playing tennis. I
So
don't
is
want to.
Wario.
I don't want to fuck Wario or Wart.
Okay, we've gone too far into this one.
No, we haven't. These are the
So
questions posed.
I will fuck Wart and kill Wario.
I hate
All right, in agreement.
Josh, choose a number that's not 2 or
3.
5. Oh, you're on 3. Okay. Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails.
Easy.
Easy.
Fuck Sonic.
Keep saying
marry
it for all.
Tails. Kill Knuckles. Because I can't kill Tails. Sorry.
And I can't fuck Tails. He's too innocent.
And I imagine
I'm
Sonic.
a
But he's
fucking
got
Tails.
two tails.
No, hold on. The
Might
reason I
be
chose
able-
Sonic is because he can get it over with quick.
I'm marrying.
Oh, it came-
I'm
oops.
marrying Knuckles.
It came too fast.
Because it's going to be dangerous.
You're marrying Knuckles?
And I'm a.
Yeah, you're a bad boy, though. I can see
Yeah,
that.
exactly. I'm going to show Knuckles who the real Knuckles is.
Okay, what was the answer? What
He's
are you
also
doing?
got a fisting fetish.
So what?
3 Knuckles.
You're fucking
What?
Knuckles.
It's not a fetish. It's just what it is.
All right. What did you say? What are you doing?
Okay.
Fuck Tails, marry Knuckles, kill Sonic.
Why do you want to fuck
Wow.
Tails?
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Hey,
I really don't.
sometimes you
I
gotta
like
go.
what I like.
You just got
Why wouldn't you like to fuck Tails?
Well, because he's like a little boy in canon.
All little boys.
No, they're not.
I'm going to fuck Sonic.
Yes.
Just
Why would
because it'd
you
be fun
fuck
to say, like,
Sonic?
I
He
fucked
looks like
Sonic.
he's even got the little
Of
boy.
course you're gonna fuck
He's even got the little boy.
You know how many people would be
Snickers.
jealous of me?
Look at that attitude.
How many people would be jealous? They're like,
You could get him
James
pregnant
Marsden.
like on the DeviantArt.
Man, he's so
there
fast.
we go. I'm gonna kill Tails and marry Knuckles. I want to have a fun marriage, you know.
No, just a scary,
Tails would be
like,
boring, I think.
badass one.
Knuckles take me like flying, like gliding over the sunset, you know.
yeah.
Thanks for these questions,
This is
Matt.
pretty rough. Now you get to choose a number.
I can see them, and I'm gonna go ahead and say that I am going with number 7. Chun-Li, Ken, or Blanca.
Ooh, it's electric.
Well, of
I've
course,
seen
everybody.
Tom dressed as Ken, so I'm gonna kill Ken.
Everybody's gonna say they want to fuck Chun-Li. That's just too. Okay.
No,
okay,
I would
okay.
probably marry Chun-Li because the sex is implied over a long period.
I don't think it is.
No, it's not.
No, you
It's
either
lame.
fuck or you marry.
I'm
Okay,
gonna marry
then
Blanca
marry-
She'll
because
kill you,
know.
man. She's got-
I would marry.
I'm in a
Ken.
complicated relationship.
I would marry Ken
I'd-
because he's rich.
Yeah.
The Masters family is extremely rich.
Oh, good call.
Then I would fuck Chun-Li, obviously, dem thighs, and then
Can I fuck her more than once?
no.
Okay.
You get you get one, but you're not fucking anyone if they're dead or you're
Or
married. To
married.
them, apparently.
Because I want to
Yeah.
fuck Blanca 3 times.
I think he'd if he consents. I think it's fantastic, Brad.
I don't know if he speaks English.
Does he electrocute
speaks
you?
Spanish.
He speaks Portuguese because
That's
he's
all
from Brazil.
You got
Oh,
Google,
okay.
Google Translate.
Brad, you
You guys will be
fucking
fine.
heathen. Learn something about the world.
Yeah, fuck Chun-Li. I guess marry Ken, kill Blanca.
That's an easy one for me.
All right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that checks out.
God damn. Matt, you could have done better. That's all I'm saying, bud. Love you.
I took some out of there. Other options were Peach, Daisy, Birdo, Lara Croft, Samus, Nathan Drake. Another one, which would probably be a little too real, Claire Redfield, Alice, or Jill Valentine.
Ooh.
Can I just
Too-
marry
too
them
soon.
all?
Yes.
Or how about Nemesis, Tyrant, and Lady Dimitrescu?
Oh, shit. Well, marry Tyrant, kill Nemesis, have sex with Lady Dimitrescu. Yeah, there we go.
Sure. Yeah.
Seems about right.
And we have enough time for...
Nemesis just looks too bad compared to regular Tyrant.
And we have one last question written by me, which was originally going to be the topic. What is your favorite memory of buying a new console? Like, the day you bought a new console, it doesn't have to be the day the console came out, but like, you bought a console and you got a game with it, you took it home, you plugged it in. What sticks out as the most important day as far as a new console purchase?
That we actually bought.
Yeah.
With our own money.
You don't have to buy with your own money. It could, I
Okay.
mean, I'd say choose something else other than your grandparents buying the Nintendo, since you already told that one. But
Okay.
I mean, I've got one that I tell quite a bit, and it's the launch of the Wii. And we were at a Target. I was with my buddy. It was devastatingly cold. It was November 11th, and it was really bad that day. Like, there's like, especially in this part of Wisconsin, there was no wind blockage, so it was kind of hell. And we were the first three in line. And I remember specifically, people kept showing up throughout the night, and it would extend around the building itself. But there were these two characters there that I found completely fascinating. One of them had a fake eye, and he would pop it out, like literally like squeeze his eyelid, and was just able to like just go, ooh, and like show it to people. And the other one had Tourette's. And at one point in the night, they were out in the parking lot playing catch with each other. And I said, life isn't real. This can't exist. Literally, there was a point where the Tourette's guy was throwing it, and he just went, hula! And I was like, this life isn't real. Like, I'm cold. I'm like shivering. I'm in like a sleeping bag, and I'm watching them, and I'm
and
like,
you're trying to buy a Nintendo Wii.
I said, we're here for a Nintendo Wii. All we want to play is Twilight Princess. And the guy missing an eye, who really likes to brag about it, is playing catch with the guy with Tourette's. And one of them was like super fat and the other one was skinny. And I was just like, okay.
And you got the Nintendo Wii.
I might have died that night, and the rest of everything in my life has been a dream, to be honest with you.
If the Dogcast is your dream, I'm sorry.
Wow. Yes.
No, I was just happy to be invited.
No, but like, you got Twilight Princess that day?
I got Twilight Princess, Red Steel, and I think Excite Truck.
It was late at night.
No, we had to wait till the morning.
And then, so you got it in the morning, you went home, you plugged it in, you play it right away?
Yeah, we didn't sleep through the night because we were trying to protect our spot. Every time we had to piss, I had to drive us to like a gas station, and we had a placeholder. So we did it in like shifts. And that next morning, once 7 o'clock hit, they let us in. You could tell those Target employees were just like, fuck these people. Like, they handed out little ticket slips to us, and we all went in.
Yep.
And the way that everyone walked, though, was literally just like, we were just like shuffling really quick, like speed walking.
Don't wanna
because
run,
It almost felt like everyone was worried, like that they didn't
Even though they
have
got a
enough
ticket,
Don't run
slips.
out.
it's
Yes.
like in Turbo Man, the Jingle All the Way, when you actually
Yeah.
get the balls, like you still get a Turbo
Yep.
Man doll.
That's exactly what it felt like. And
I'd be
so
the
I
same
showed up
way.
to the counter, and I'm like, Nintendo Wii, please. And they're like, do you want games with it? And I'm like, Zelda, Red Steel, and what's that game? Excite Truck. And I'm like,
It's
that
another
one too.
copy of Zelda.
And then like I bought it all, and I went home and I turned it on. I was immediately just like, oh, this is what this is.
It's a game system.
It wasn't even like I had built it up so far in my mind.
It's like two GameCubes duct taped together.
I can point my remote at it.
It's like I was like, wow, how crazy! Look at this shit. Like I even called my mom down. I was like, Mom, check this shit out. And she's like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
She's like, I
Did you
guess.
pay your rent?
Did it pay your rent, Dylan?
You never listen to your mother. You never give me any affection. You just
some lasagna.
You just waggle your fucking remote.
How about you, Josh?
Yes. The most important was probably my original Nintendo NES. That was like game changer. That's when I knew video games controlled me in ways. But I'm actually gonna go with the first one I bought myself. Saved money. PlayStation 1. When it dropped to $199, I could finally afford it.
Fuck yeah.
And then I couldn't find it for like 3 months. And I called Babbage's. I'd call Walmarts all over. I'd call every business every day for like 3 months. Couldn't find one. And then eventually I finally got one. I don't remember where. Actually, I think it was Babbage's. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I just remember going home with I played the shit out of just the demo disc alone.
I bet.
Over and over and over. Like
Yep.
I mastered the demo disc, and then I had loaded. It's an NBA game. NBA.
Hang Time?
No, it was not as popular.
I know
In the Zone.
In the zone. Yeah.
I still liked it. Yeah, that was a pretty iconic. I was pretty glued to the PS1. That was one of my things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know, not much else, but like, yeah, that was a iconic moment. First one I bought myself.
That's awesome. It's a good system. Or so I hear.
Word around the streets.
PS1. I mean,
I've heard about it.
I love all the JRPGs.
I mean, it's not a Saturn, but it's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about
I
you,
wanted
Tom?
to get one of those too.
And why was
but-
it some Neo Geo thing? Just kidding.
Oh my God!
what?
The day I got my Neo Geo cabinet, that was a good day.
Yeah.
Finally, 2002. So I guess I got a couple stories. I will tell one. The Dreamcast, when that came out, I was already working and had some. I didn't really have expendable income, but I was young and dumb. So I got the thing on day one with a bunch of games.
9999.
9999. Yep. But I had to work that day, and I worked at a group home for like teenagers who are cognitively and behaviorally challenged or had disabilities. So it was always a very interesting time working with like these 12 like teenage boys of various cognitive ability, and there were fights constantly, and you just made sure nobody really beat each other up too much, and they survived the shift. But I remember I brought the Dreamcast on the unit that day, and I'm like, hey guys, you guys want to play this? I got NFL 2K, like Ready to Rumble, Sonic Adventure, and a bunch of other games. And I just remember we played like all night on the unit, and like just as a group, and like there were no fights. Everyone, we were just passing the controllers around, just having a great time. And I remember like just our minds being blown by the graphics of, you know, the Dreamcast.
It
like,
was ahead of its time.
like playing NFL 2K, seeing like the broadcast quality, like cutscenes, you know, as everyone's getting back to the line,
Yeah.
blew everyone away. And I remember everybody just cracking up. Ready to Rumble had the dumbest boob physics anywhere.
those are
Like
great.
they were just like sausages that would
Dead or
go up,
Alive
up and
style.
down. And like I just remember everyone just losing their shit, and that was a very special day for me. I just remember, like, you know, it's like it brought everybody together. Everyone was very just cordial, really respectful of each other, and we just had a fucking good time just playing until everybody, you know, went to bed, and there were no issues on the unit that night. So, yeah.
Dreamcast changes the
Coming
world.
from the most wholesome goddamn story of video gaming ever.
Sorry.
No, don't.
Where's my Academy Award? Damn it.
That was beautiful. Little Bradley wanted a PS2. Little Bradley had a job, and he had saved enough money up in his little debit account to pay for a PS2. I was told I was not allowed to buy one. But I figured I can go to the bank myself. So I went to the bank, and it was my first time withdrawing a large quantity of money.
Whoa.
And I want to say the PS2, I bought it. I think
The bank actually let you? They didn't let me.
It was my own debit account.
Yeah, but they still were like, they asked for ID at M&I.
I want to say the PS2 was $300 when I bought it. And
Yeah,
I want to say I withdrew
$299.
I want to say that I took $400 out of the bank, and I didn't know when I pulled up if they would give it to me. Because
you pulled up.
I drove up to like the teller, and I was like, I need $400. Here's my card.
With a gunpoint.
And they gave it to me, and I had the cash. It's like, all right. So I remember driving to Watertown, South Dakota, where there was a Walmart and the Shopko and a Target. I don't know where I got it at. And one of the reasons I needed a PS2 because I had seen a magazine print ad for Dark Cloud, and I'm like, this is the future of gaming.
Cell-shaded goodness.
And I was like, oh my God, I need it. Oh God. Fuck. And I went and bought a PS2, and I went and bought Dark Cloud, and I came home, and like the PS2 loading screen and like all of the blue and like the blocks moving around. I'm like, this is amazing. And then Dark Cloud started. And
was it that bad?
It's not great.
Never played it.
It's not great.
Dark Cloud 2 is supposed to be good.
Yeah, Dark Cloud 1 wasn't great. I never finished it. My brother did, though.
Yeah.
Good for him. But just the whole process of I've earned
You're
the
an
money.
adult now. You're a man.
I've earned this money, and it's in the bank. Can I withdraw it? And they let me. And
It feels unreal. Yeah.
yeah. Well, that was the first
awesome.
one that I bought myself. And yeah, it was fun. I tried to convince my mom when PS2 was releasing. I said, you should let me miss a day of school. Let's go wait in line for a full day. And I guarantee we'll be able to buy one and sell it for like 3 times the price. And then it happened. She's like, oh, we should have done that. I'm like, I told you.
I tried the same shit with my mom. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's like, I told you this.
Right.
I was like, well, we could have made at least $600, Mom.
Exactly. Because I was the asshole that bought a PS2 for $600.
My mom sold my Beanie Baby, one of the rare early ones, Tabasco.
The bowl?
Yeah, but it was like a rare variant.
I only know that because he's mentioned it a lot.
Apparently it's worth a lot of money. And also, he was my favorite. And she sold him at a garage sale.
What? Mom?
She's like, I'm tired of looking at these.
You know what?
I said,
That would
I was
go well
16
with-
and I'm like, I'll still play with them. Jesus. Yeah, poor mom.
Moms are the worst.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, I'm like $500 is what you'll get for like a Tabasco the Bowl now.
Yep.
Damn.
But thank you to everyone
Wow.
from our Discord that submitted questions for this
Yeah.
episode. I did move some questions around into other segments, and everyone submitted a lot. So thank you to everybody who put anything in there.
Awesome.
They were not all like one person's segment had all of the questions. Everything was kind of thrown together in a fun way. So thank you all. We love you so much. If people want to find us, Tom, where can they do that?
You know, you can go ahead and go to Twitter at Hot Dogcast. You can do that. You can email us at hairofthedogcast@gmail.com. That would be great if you have any additional questions you would like to ask us for a future Dogcast. And then, Dylan, you know what you got to do.
I guess I'm Patreon.
We need your money.
I'm just gonna tell everyone here.
I'm going
Who's
to level
listening
with
right
you.
now. I'm gonna level with you. We put a lot of effort into this.
It's summertime.
We give it the time of day. We all care about it. If you enjoy what you've heard today, or even if you don't, just give us some fucking cash. Listen, we've got bonus material starting at the $3 range.
There's a lot of bonus material at that $3.
There is a ton of it, and we do make sure that exclusive content is available to you.
And you get
It
shit
is
early.
not- you do.
High
You get it
bit
early, too.
rates.
Yep. high
No
bit rates.
ads.
No ads.
Doggies After Dark exclusive.
And Doggies After Dark, which I have a review from Matt.
Uh-oh.
He's like, oh, I didn't know that's what it was. I would have stayed on the Patreon if I knew that was the thing.
Sure.
That's an actual review.
Yeah, he still hasn't gotten one, though.
He would love Doggies After Dark. That's the most Matt part
He
of the
just
show.
got a new job, so I'm going to pester him.
I mean, it's July, and he's still not on.
I know.
Man, the summer's going great. There hasn't been anything weird or terrible happening in this world.
I love how I picked up surfing in Wisconsin.
Isn't it great? I mean, the weather has been okay.
Where else can people find us, Josh?
Oh, you can find us on Instagram.
Instagram? What the heck's an Instagram?
Good pull.
It's the Insta. Hair of the Dogcast, Graham. Yeah, we are at Hair of the Dogcast on Instagram.
We hope he voted in our character battle.
Can't believe
Yes.
Wild Woody won it all.
That's so weird.
Crazy.
Yeah.
He was too wild to be ignored.
I want to just say, as of this recording, Bonk is still in and winning, and it's making me physically upset.
It really hurts. It hurts my feelings.
Yeah. And we're also on Facebook, Hair of the Dogcast. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. Check out the Greenlit Podcast Network for other amazing shows. Super happy to be a part of that network.
I love that you pimped everyone out for content this episode. You clever dog.
Go early, go hard.
Now
And
I have to try hard.
where we
You
come,
can still milk that teach.
I'm not going to. I'm going to make you all suffer.
I'm being told, though, that the counselors need to go outside because Ryan Christianick has fallen in the deep end of the pool, and it looks like Kip is passed out drunk, so we have to go take care of a few
These
things.
people.
That's not how you jump on the blob.
Call their parents. That's it.
No, don't call the parents. We'll sober them up first.
Yeah, these kids are way too drunk. We can't let anyone know what's going on here. Thanks again for tuning in, everyone. The summer series will continue. Join us at summer camp. And, yeah, check out Raw Dogs next week where we talk about something fucking cool, I promise you.
So risque.
All right, guys, let's go. The kids are waiting.